Hey, what's poppin', everybody? We are back. Obviously took the last couple of days off here. Was just producing nothing but just losing plays, just nothing but losers. And it wasn't necessarily that I was making bad plays. It's just everything that could go wrong with my picks was exactly going wrong. It was going the complete wrong way that we needed it to go. So I couldn't, I just needed to breathe. I just needed to take a breath because it was just everything was going wrong, and I couldn't get anything to go right no matter who I played. It didn't matter if Zion had scored 5 straight 30-point games. If I took him, he was going to score 6. I was just I couldn't, it was just frustrating. It was driving me nuts. So I had to just take a couple days off, step back, kind of was just looking at things differently. I don't like I said, I don't think I was making bad plays. It was just really frustrating that nothing was going the way it should have been going, analytically and statistically. So back to it today. Gonna try to get back on the rhythm again, try to get things popping again. Also, I've been doing a lot of team betting on the side, just kind of thinking about adding that kind of stuff to the channel as well. But we've got 2 plays today that we're gonna go ahead and knock out today as our 2 props for the video, and then I'm probably gonna have an added play by the end of the day. I really want to play some Hornet plays because I think that game will be a close, good one. But they pulled all the Hornet lines as soon as they said LaMelo was questionable. So definitely gonna have that 3rd play by the end of the day. But let's get these 2 knocked out for the video today. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, in the link down in the description below, I have a link that takes you straight to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy because you're going to want to hop in on the action this year. They have added a whole bunch of new features to Underdog Fantasy this year, starting with the brand new insurance feature, okay? This insurance feature is a new thing that has been super requested for the fans and the customers of Underdog Fantasy. Essentially, all you do is you click insurance right here, and if you can see right there, all you have to do is hit 4 of these picks to win, but the value does drop down. So if you turn off the insurance, you do a $10 bet, you obviously get $200. And if you turn on the insurance feature, it drops down a multiplier down to 10. But if you miss one of these picks, say Jameis Winston gets hurt or something, he doesn't end up throwing 2 touchdown passes. But everybody else hits like Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson. All these guys hit. You still hit the slip. You just get it for $100. Just goes down a multiplier, which is a huge feature a lot of people have been asking for, so they received it. Also, they have added second half lines now to games. Obviously, it is on. There is nothing up because there's no NFL second half games, but they have added NFL second half. So just like for the Thursday night game, I'll throw up that clip right here. Thursday night, they dropped all the second half lines for that Thursday night game between the Bills and the Rams. They've added a bunch of new features this year. They're trying to improve to get the app better for you guys. Also, when you sign up, if you use code TAKEMYSHOT, you'll get $100 match, up to $100 match and 100% deposit match on your first time deposit. So if you do that, you can deposit $50, you get an extra $50, $20, you get an extra $20. Whole lot of stuff coming with Underdog Fantasy this year. Make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. Now let's get to today's bets. All right, lock of the day. We're gonna head over to the Atlanta-Orlando game. This game is going to be played in Atlanta. In Orlando. This one's an early game, 6:10. We're going to play Paolo Banchero today. We're going to rock with the rookie today, over 27.5 points and rebounds, okay? No John Collins inside for the Atlanta Hawks, and the possibility of no Trae Young. So this game does currently sit at a 2.5-point spread because of the injuries to the Atlanta Hawks. And the Orlando Magic are pretty healthy. They're a pretty healthy squad right now. So look for this game to be pretty competitive between these 2 teams because of the injuries, really, that the Hawks are playing with right now. Now, likely going to be guarded by DeAndre Hunter. Obviously, with a little bit of a banged-up team, I couldn't really look at the film from last time to kind of establish who he's going to be guarded by. So we're going to go ahead and just say that he's going to be guarded by DeAndre Hunter, who stands at 6'8". So he's got a little bit of a height advantage, just Paolo Banchero on DeAndre Hunter. Also, not really an interior guy. It's going to be a tough night defensively, I think, for DeAndre Hunter tonight. And he has played them twice this year, has Paolo Banchero. He had 20 and 12 in a game for 32 points and rebounds, and he had 20 and 2 in a game for 22 points and rebounds. Now, that game only had 2 rebounds. They got blown out. The Hawks scored 120 points, and they also shot 54% from the field in that game. There was only 33 available rebounds for anybody to grab in that game. So, obviously, a super high percentage shooting night, and just only 33 rebounds for a game to be grabbed. That doesn't really fare a good shot there for Paolo in that game. If you look at the other game where he had 20 points, 12 rebounds, in a more realistic fashion, the Hawks shot 45% from the field, with there being 46 available rebounds, so 13 more available rebounds. And that's a pretty big story of why Paolo was able to grab 12 opposed to 2 in that game. That's much more of a normal number. A team shooting about 45%, about 40 to 50 rebounds available. So I'm liking the chances for this game to stay very close. At home for the Atlanta Magic gives them a little bit more of an edge. And depending, on what happens with that Trae Young, if Trae Young plays or not, I think the spread will add maybe 2 if Trae Young plays. Maybe it goes with 4.5, but still like it. I think this game will be competitive between a healthy team and a not healthy team. So give me Paolo Banchero today over 27.5 points and rebounds. All right, second play of the day. We're going to head over to the Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. We're going to go to the nationally televised game on ESPN. We're going to take DeMar DeRozan today over 26.5 points. Now, last year versus the New York Knicks, DeMar DeRozan feasted on 4 matchups last season. He averaged 30.5 points per game, only missing his line in just 1 game where he scored 20 points. The other 3 games, he had 31 points, 34 points, and 37 points, putting on absolute masterclasses in all 3 of those games, or all 4 of those, 3 of the 4 games he played last year versus the Knicks. The other thing I really liked about those 4 games last year, every single one of those games was close. DeMar played almost 38 minutes in every single one of those games. And when it comes to the late clutch fourth quarter buckets, it's going to be DeMar DeRozan taking those shots at the end of the game, getting a bulk of his points in the fourth quarter. So liking the odds for DeMar DeRozan to really have a good game tonight if this game stays close, as it should. Also, they just don't really have somebody to guard him. When I was looking, the matchups were weird a year ago. I'm not going to lie. When I was watching the film between the 2 games, between their teams last year, they were putting like Caruso on Randall for the majority of the game. They were kind of just throwing a whole lot of switching action. So I don't think they really had a whole lot of primary defenders. A lot of different defenders saw DeMar DeRozan, which is probably what you should do. But yeah, no one really looking defensively on that Knicks squad that can stop DeMar DeRozan. It's really tough for any defender really to stop DeMar DeRozan, let alone one of the Knicks defenders. Now, in those games, he was also shooting 50% on 21 shots per game. So he's taking a whole lot of shots, making a lot of shots, and scoring a lot of points. He's also recently been on a little bit of a tear. Last 7 games for DeMar, he's averaging 31 points per game. He's also hit the over this 26.5 line 6 out of the last 7 games. And that 1 game he missed, he scored 26. So he missed it by the 0.5. He missed it by 1 point. So really, he's honestly been pretty close to hitting 7 out of the last 7 games. And today he's taking on the small forward, or the Knicks, that are one of the worst small forward defenses in the NBA. I like that. I really honestly think this spread should be a lot closer than it really is. As far as how the Knicks rank defensively is for points to small forwards, they do rank 4th. They give up 23.94 points per game to small forwards. So they are one of the worst small forward defending teams in the league, taking on one of the best, if not the best, small forward scorer in the NBA. So give me DeMar DeRozan today over 26.5 points. It's our second play of the day today. Okay, so with that being said, guys, today's 2 picks for the video are going to be the lock of the day, Paolo Banchero over 27.5 points and rebounds, and then give me DeMar DeRozan over 26.5 points for the 2 plays for the video. I am going to drop a 3rd play. Don't worry about it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that jazz to get that 3rd play. I really want to play. I really want to take another shot at this Detroit-Charlotte game. I really think that Kelly Oubre can have another good game. He's been putting up some pretty crazy lines, but obviously they pulled that all down because of the whole LaMelo Ball situation. Another guy that I was really honestly looking at was to play Randall in that same game versus the Bulls. He had some good games last year versus the Bulls as well. And the Bulls do struggle to guard power forwards. Julius Randle's been having some good games, so I did honestly almost play that. Donovan Mitchell crossed my mind versus the Dallas Mavericks, but that total only sits at 215, so that kind of scares me on that total. I know Dallas Mavericks games tend to be a little bit lower on the total, but that one did kind of bother me a little bit. Bam Adebayo versus the Thunder, not a bad play as well, but these are going to be the 2 for the video, and then we'll get the 3rd one out by the end of the day today. All right, guys, with that being said, that's going to wrap up today's video. I kind of pulled a Marcus Mariota. I get it. I kind of just left, kind of just went without saying anything, really, honestly. I needed it, honestly, really bad, just between working, taking care of my family and pumping out these videos at the same time. It was nice to kind of just take a breath and kind of relax, not have to worry about it. Even my fiance was like, it was kind of nice you not making videos. It just gives us a little bit of extra time to kind of get stuff knocked out. And it was kind of nice to just step back and take a breath real quick. And I definitely needed it. I think it just kind of cleared my mind, got me, very, very frustrated was I the last couple of days when I was making videos because just everything was going wrong. It didn't matter who I played, what the matchup was. It was just not going the way I wanted it to. I was picking unders and they were going over. I was picking overs and they were going under. It's not like I was only just playing overs and they were, not getting there. I was taking the combination of both and they just weren't connecting. So, loving these 2 plays today, as normal, as I always do. But thanks for sticking with me. I know I had a lot of people messaging me. I didn't quit or anything, and I'm still gonna do it. I just really needed a break. It was just crushing me, mentally doing this stuff. So, with that being said, guys, I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.